But the big news story was that although Newcastle fans for a large part of this summer said we don't want to sell, our club doesn't want to sell, it appears now that it's Newcastle that's been initiating some of these conversations between Liverpool and Anthony Gordon, for Anthony Gordon. And the big story that's come out today is that they wanted £75 million for Anthony Gordon, and then were willing to then pay £45 million to bring in Joe Gomez, which actually means it's a swap deal and 35 million, but they would be done on separate levels. I mean, if Liverpool could re-trigger those conversations, would you do that? Would you be happy to essentially part with 35 million pounds for Anthony Gordon and allow Joe Gomez to go?
Ryan Christie, Anthony, Mikhailo Mudryk, Cameron Archer, Darwin Nunez, Nicholas Jackson are all players who have more big chances created than Luis Diaz. So yes, I would definitely be extremely happy to see Anthony Gordon come into Liverpool Football Club. Anthony Gordon has more assists this season than Luis Diaz in his whole Liverpool career. He has more big chances created this season than Luis Diaz in his whole career. It's crazy. But for me, I think 75 million is obviously we are overpaying for Anthony Gordon. I'm not going to be in denial about that. I don't want to see Joe Gomez go because, it's funny because people's hypocrisies get exposed. When I wanted Joe Gomez gone last summer, people were saying, you have to wait and see. You have to see what happens this season. This season, he actually had a really good year. Played left back, centre back, right back, played in midfield. He never really, never really had any bad game or anything. I don't want to see him go. I don't want to see Joe Gomez go. But I think this might be a domino effect. This might be like a Nico Williams is not moving to Barcelona anymore type thing. So now they want to come in for Luis Diaz, which I would celebrate if we sell. But I think Anthony Gordon is a fantastic player. He's exactly what the doctor ordered. Very effective front of goal. I don't give a fuck about dribbling or any of that stuff. Couldn't care less. About how someone looks. It's just about effectiveness for me, specifically in frontline players. So for me, I really like it. I like the transfer. I think Anthony Gordon would cook at Liverpool. I wish we got him last summer, that would have actually been really helped us with our title charge. I think it's fair to say he was probably the league's best left winger last year. So, he does warrant that money. I hope it's not just a 1 year off. It's not just 1 year where he had like a crazy season. I hope he can continue this form if we do sign him. But this is not like 100% done though. Like this isn't a thing that's done. This isn't a thing that's like 100%, kind of completed. This might be a saga that extends for a little bit, but we shall see what happens. But I would be very happy we signed Anthony.
I actually think 75 million for Anthony Gordon is a steal. It's very cheap. I genuinely think that. Based on the current market, if Liverpool are valuing at 28 years old Luis Diaz at 75 million, Newcastle have the right to value their best left winger and best left winger last season in the league after they bought the guy 21 years old or 22 years old for 80. And I think that deal for that much money was only done for PSR. I think if Liverpool are to get Anthony Gordon, unless Anthony Gordon hands a transfer request, right? Liverpool aren't getting him for 35 million plus Gomez. Gomez is not worth 45 million. This was a PSR deal. Newcastle, that was what was reported. It was a PSR deal. I actually think that if Liverpool sell Luis Diaz for 75 million, Newcastle are going to ask for 90 million. Newcastle aren't idiots. They aren't going to just take the Diaz money. They aren't just going to allow Liverpool, right, to just get the money from Luis Diaz and spend it on Anthony Gordon, someone who had way better season than Anthony Gordon than Luis Diaz last season, someone who they don't want to get rid of. Newcastle are happy keeping Anthony Gordon.
What do you mean it's a PSR deal, though? That's the thing I don't get. What do you mean?
It's reported that was earlier in the window when Newcastle wanted to get their PSR thing fixed. This is why they were allowing Liverpool to do this deal. It's not on the
so you're saying you don't think Gordon to Liverpool happens?
No. It happens for just money, not Gomez, not the other way, not for that deal. It will happen for the money now. Now, Newcastle don't need the money at the current moment. That was what was reported. I don't know, Terry, I know that you read some news. The news I read about this deal, that was earlier when Newcastle wanted to fix that PSR situation and they wanted the cash. So they were willing to get
Yeah,
Gomez.
yeah.
For
So
that.
yeah, this is it. I mean, this feels like what's weird about this is you've had this a few times with Liverpool in the last few days. It's almost been like delayed news, a bit
Yes.
like the Endo bid. It's like why even release it 2 weeks after the fact? It's kind of
Yes.
strange. But then this is almost it was something Newcastle offered Liverpool prior to
Yes.
that, but. For me, I mean, now they might go, no, we've resolved our PSR issues. We don't want him to leave.
We need the 75 cash.
But the one area where, again, if I'm being objective about this from a Liverpool standpoint, you can use this to your advantage with Anthony Gordon. We all know he's a Liverpool fan. We all know he'd love to come and play for Liverpool. The fact they've offered him at some stage blows out the water any claim from Newcastle that Gordon. Also, they started offering Isak to clubs as well, including Liverpool, by saying, are you interested? It blows out of the water any kind of conversation around these are untouchable players and under no circumstances will we sell them, because that was the rhetoric being spoken about in May and in June. So from my perspective, I sort of look at this and think to myself, if Liverpool really want him, if he's a player Liverpool are desperate for, you use this by getting into the camp of Anthony Gordon. Said, look, when they struggled for a month, like a little bit, they were ready to get rid of you instantly. They didn't care about your. This is why I mean fans have got to drop this bullshit, all of us, about loyalty. Because you notice that Newcastle weren't loyal to Anthony Gordon when they were looking at raising money. Now you'll get Newcastle fans that will say he's got to be loyal to us. We took him away from Everton. No, he doesn't. It really doesn't work like that in professional sport. And I think Liverpool should be in his camp, in his ear, saying, look, if you start pushing from your end for a move, maybe we can get this done. It's a difficult thing for Anthony Gordon to do because it doesn't come to fruition. But I think Liverpool should pull on this. I mean, the fact that you're the only team in the top 5 leagues in Europe to make no signings, Liverpool, and nothing significant either. Like if you guys go and drop some money on the new what his name, whatever name of that Ginger, that ginger centre back, you go and sign someone like that. That's not a signing for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like Man United. We just gone and signed that young Obi Martins. I don't look at that as our third signing of the summer because he might play a bit of first team football. He may end up being third choice striker, but essentially he's going to be spending time between the academy and the first team. I don't look at that as a first team player. Chelsea today have signed an 18-year-old goalkeeper. That's not a first team player, in my opinion. So Liverpool have done nothing. This news has come out. If you're Liverpool now, I would try and use it to your advantage and go and get Anthony Gordon personally.
But I wanted to add something about Liverpool. Sam was ranting earlier on his channel. Like and subscribe. This is football. And I'm like, are really FSG still don't trust Arne Slot to give him signing? Clearly trust Maresca and give him signing. The guys trust Arteta and they are still negotiating with players. They're giving him signing. Man United are trusting Ten Hag and giving him signing. The season is about to start in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. And FSG still and Michael Edwards are still doing research to sign players for Arne Slot. They are about to play their 3rd game. Yes, the players aren't back from international duty, but this guy studied Liverpool. I know that he studied the squad. He just didn't take the job like this. When you go to a team like Liverpool, you study the team, right? You know the strengths. You have watched thousands of hours on tapes, knowing who's good, who suits your style. You need this, you need that. And until this moment, they negotiated with Ederson, and then that just disappeared. There is the Anthony Gordon news. There was the Coop Miners at some point, and then, okay, that died down. It didn't have legs. Okay, why aren't Liverpool back in Arne Slot? The guy is coaching the team now, but he doesn't have the players. I'm sure he wants players. I'm sure he assessed Darwin Núñez. Because if now Fabrizio Romano or someone is saying that Liverpool incomings are depending on outcomings, which is what happened yesterday, are you not going to spend money out of your own pocket to back this guy to succeed? Are you going to just throw him with the same team that Jurgen Klopp coached?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
I agree with you. And
can I just add one little bit to it and throw it to you, Sam? Sorry, because I've been attacked by Liverpool fans in the last few days for stating that I believe your standards going into this summer and season should be to challenge for the Premier League title, and anything short of that is failure. Do you believe that your club is setting up to try and win the league? And do you believe in this notion that it's all okay Slot's just assessing the squad. We'll do our business in the next 3 weeks.
No, to be honest with you, I'm not okay with it at all. And listen, as much as I'm not a fan of Arne Slot, this is all on Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards now. They both have to execute. We said we're going to be doing the business in August. Yeah, bitch, August is tomorrow. So, now we have the next month to try to see exactly what kind of transfers they'll be doing. And the thing that weirds me out the most is the players that Liverpool are interested in, no one else wants. It's not like there's a saga, it's not like we're fighting a club for someone. No one else wants Ederson. No one else wants Varela from Porto. No one else wants Lukeba. No one else wants like these center backs. Even Ait Nouri, like from 2 months ago, no one else wanted him. Like it's not like we're fighting other clubs. Like it's just us. I don't get why we just don't get the transfer sorted. And to be honest with you, I don't want Arne Slot's opinion like to matter that much to begin with. So I am against that approach. I want us to be analytical about it. I want us to be smart about it. And I want it to be more of an upstairs decision than an Arne Slot decision. Arne Slot should not be the be-all and end-all when it comes to transfers. And there are certain things, me and Mo said this last week, there are certain things that don't need training grounds, that don't need any reports, like the DM position. The starting DM publicly came out and said, we need a DM. It does not get more obvious than that. Endo, in an interview, said publicly, we need a DM. What more do we need to know? I have no idea. And I think we were talking about Sepp van den Berg earlier on, the ginger player. And it's funny because PR works very funnily. They were coming out going like Sepp van den Berg has had the most, most impressive training and all that stuff. And this season, he's going to do this and he's going to do that. Listen, we've seen it all before. At the end of the day, the guy played in the Bundesliga last year. If he was that good, Bayern Munich would want him, not Mainz. If he was that good, at least Dortmund would want him, not some of the bottom 10 clubs. And it's just obvious. Like I gave the example. Listen, Saliba is a year older than Sepp van den Berg. If Saliba wanted to leave Arsenal tomorrow, Madrid would be in for him. Bayern Munich, the best clubs of the best clubs would want Saliba on their team. Yeah, but who wants Van den Berg? Mainz and Stuttgart. Is that who I'm supposed to build my season upon? And you are right, by the way, and this is something that I tell my fan base as well. Listen, Mo, McAllister, Trent, Van Dijk, Alisson. Don't talk to me about transition. Don't talk to me about top 4. Don't talk to me about none of that shit. We should be challenging for the league. You're 100% right. Is our club setting up to challenge for the league? Hell no, because we're being unserious again. And that's why I said it's actually on Edwards and it's on Hughes to execute. It's not even on Slot anymore. It's on them. Go do your job properly, and let's get the party started.
You talk to Liverpool fans. Okay, hear me out. I'm calling out Tom Little. You talk to Liverpool fans, Tom Little. They say he has to see the squad first before making a decision.
Tom,
the next half an hour, the next half an hour in the show, maybe not only Tom, but other people say, but by the way, Arne Slot doesn't make the decision. Okay, so who makes the decision then? Is it Arne Slot has to wait and see the squad? He needs to see the positions he needs. Doesn't Michael Edwards, as Hussam says, know the decision that the positions they need? They already assessed Darwin Núñez. They already publicly said they were willing to accept Diaz. You need a left winger. You know that Luis Diaz is not good enough. Unless you're going to tell me that next season you're assuming that Luis Diaz is going to turn into Ronaldinho on the left side and win you the Premier League. It's not happening.
I think Luis Diaz is an even bigger problem than Núñez, and that's saying
Darwin Núñez up top. Liverpool have no striker.
No, Terry, Diaz is 28. Núñez. Here's the thing: Diaz is 28. This is who he is. If you're a winger and you're 28,
Diaz is getting no better. I totally agree. This idea that Slot has to assess the idea that Slot has to assess the squad. There is probably an element of truth within that. But let's not pretend he doesn't know these players. Let's not pretend like Klopp and his team left without doing a proper, thorough, detailed handover. Yeah. Let's not pretend that a lot of the people upstairs have just left the football club and they've left it in disarray. This was a football club celebrated for being very well run. It's been an horrendous. I actually think more of the truth isn't that they're not trying to sign people. We know they wanted Lenny Euro. I believe what's happened is they've tried to sign people and they haven't got it done for one reason or another. I think they might have been pipped to a few signings. I think they might have said, no, that's too much money. I don't believe in this nonsense of we've just waited until now, because Liverpool were famed, congratulated and praised for getting lots of business done early in the golden years under Klopp, the golden years with Edwards. Why would they suddenly change that tact and do it all late? But we do have some breaking news. I want to